What's going on, guys? So I'm here, 2 Glock Phil, and I have a bunch of guns on this table. Pretty much all the guns I currently own. And I've been putting this video off for a while because I don't feel like I'm qualified to do it, to be honest. Second, this is basically all going to be subjective, personal opinion. So I decided to do it, and I'm just gonna tell you my experience with all these guns. I'm not gonna tell you what you should buy, what you shouldn't buy, or what you should do. You're a grown adult. I'm just gonna give you some personal information, some opinions, and we'll go from there. So where shall we start? I have Glocks, Staccato XC, Canic MC9 Prime, M&P Metal Carry Comp, Prodigy, Echelon, Bodyguard. If you still want to call this a P365, we can go ahead and pretend it still is. But yeah, so I'm going to talk a little bit about all these guns, what I think about them. After shooting them for a while, there's things I do like and things I don't like about it, but then again, nothing's perfect. So let's just, I guess we'll start with Glock, right? We'll start there. So this is my Glock 45. This is my other Glock 45, and let's dive into this. So on this Glock, I have a Ape Defense Slide, Radian Ramjet Barrel, Steiner MPS Optic, a grip that I customized myself, did the speed ledges on them, beaver tail mod, SLR magwell, tactical pontoon trigger. Make sure this is empty for this racket. Tactical pontoon trigger, very nice trigger, if you guys don't know about them. And I guess we'll go on to this one. I have a stock Glock Slide, Ramjet, TLR7. On the other one I had the Surefire, we all know what that is. Tactical pontoon trigger as well, Acro P2 on top, custom frame, train with purpose base plates, and corded arms back plates. I got the LV on there, just a fucking joke. Got the Gucci one on this one. So let's talk Glock, okay? I don't want to go into custom stuff on this video. I want to pretend that everything on this table is stock and give my opinions on things stock. Stock Glocks are nothing to write home about. Triggers are arguably pretty shitty for current times. We'll just say that. They haven't really done any type of improvements or anything. I mean, like, a Glock is just basic as fuck, right? People love Glocks because they're reliable, and they have earned that, right? It's not like other guns aren't reliable, but they've earned this name for themselves, right? And also another reason why everyone buys Glocks is because you can find parts for them anywhere, right? So, and I hate this topic because a lot of times when you're choosing your duty gun, everyone just goes to Glock because in their mind is, well, if shit hits the fan and I need to find parts or I need to find mags or whatever it is, I can find them anywhere, right? And I feel like that's kind of what still holds us to Glock, besides Glock being Glock, you know, and a household name. But other than that, there ain't nothing special about Glocks. I don't want to waste too much time on this because everybody knows Glock, right? So you already know what you're getting when you get a Glock. Ain't nothing special about that. Let's go to the 365. This is a very nice gun. I have the Icarus Precision Airframe on there. I like polymer grips over metal grips because I feel like they kind of soften the recoil up a little bit. This gun in the configuration that I have it in, I fucking love it. I mean, the grip that you get with the Icarus Precision grip on there, I mean, it just feels amazing in your hand. You get I guess, an integrated magwell on there. I got the Radian Ramjet on there, and in this configuration, this is a fucking awesome gun. Awesome. Regular P365, trash. I mean, they're very hard to shoot, very small frames, Very, very difficult, but you can always, I guess, go with the X macro, and that should help versus the P365. I think that gun is too small. I'm not a big fan of small guns, but I'll tell you one thing, in this configuration right here, this is a phenomenal carry. I really love carrying this thing, to be honest. It's so small. Next one of my new favorite carries, the Canik MC9 Prime. This thing is fucking amazing for the price point. I mean, it comes with the magwell. It comes with, optics plates if you need to mount something to there. Comes with a phenomenal trigger from factory. It's ported. This gun does not feel like it's this small when you're shooting it. Can highly confidently recommend this to anybody. And the price that this thing came out for, $500 or $600. I don't know what everyone is paying for them, but solid, and I stand by that. Phenomenal carry. Echelon, right? The Echelon. This gun is growing on me more and more. I love how they come with like speed ledges from factory, the grip for what you're getting. This one has been stippled by me. I just stipple everything, but the texture that it does come with from factory is great. The slide serrations on here are phenomenal. I mean, it's very easy to manipulate this gun. The trigger that it comes with from factory ain't bad. It's better than a Glock factory trigger. But I got the Tyrant CNC or the CNC Tyrant trigger on here. Very, very nice. I really like it. I didn't do too much to this gun because I didn't feel like it needed it like a Glock. Like I said, it comes with beautiful slide serration, so it makes manipulating that slide very easy. You have the little ledges on the back if you're one of those bow and arrow type of people. So slide is amazing. The grip is amazing. The gun shoots very well. The compensated version really does a good job at compensating. So all in all, this is a very well put together entry level package. I would say like a good starter gun. Like this is great. I really love this one. The only thing I don't like about it is that I feel like it has even more of a worse grip angle than a Glock. And because I do love this gun so much and it is growing on me, I'm going to end up buying the Icarus grip for it. It is going to be the metal version because that's all they have, but that does give it more of a 2011 style grip angle, which is what I want because I'm more used to that. I don't want something this steep, you know what I'm trying to say? I like more like straight grips, if that makes sense. So besides that being my only pet peeve on this gun, it's great. And if you like shooting Glocks and you like the style grip angle, I mean, this is definitely a solid option for you to go with. I want to talk about the M&P for a little bit because this gun has been growing on me. When I first purchased this M&P, I was in a phase where I just liked shooting fast, right? I just like shooting fast, and this gun is not the best for that, all right? It's a little snappy, probably also because it has a metal frame. Another thing I didn't like about it was like you had all these gaps with just straight metal where it made it very, very slippery. I added grip tape to it in certain areas, and that kind of helped. Another thing I didn't really like about this gun, the trigger is actually very nice. And I have some Apex parts on it, so it's even lighter. But I don't like how you have so much take-up. I'm not a fan of all that take-up, especially when the trigger starts getting light. You have so much momentum from trying to take that take-up, or trying to take up the take-up, and then sometimes you just, by mistake. That's the one thing I don't like about it. I did order an Apex trigger for this since I did start liking this gun more. I'm going to be running it, and the Apex trigger should fix that. Now, what I love about this gun and what's growing on me, the aesthetics. I mean, this is just a beautiful, beautiful slide. It's comped. Like I said, it's a little snappy. Very, very accurate gun. Very easy to shoot precisely. And that's kind of what I'm starting. I'm slowing down my shooting, and I'm trying to be more like realistic drills is what I'm trying to run at the range, more than just trying to blast out the fastest build drills I can. You know, so it's been growing on me. I'm gonna go with that. I have nothing bad to say about this gun anymore. The ergonomics on it feel really good. Because it is a metal frame gun, it just feels solid. And like I said, it's starting to grow on me more and more. I think this is a good carry. It's a little heavier because it is metal, aluminum, or whatever the hell this frame is made out of. But so it's a little heavier, but it's just a solid gun. I would definitely recommend it for a carry. The M&Ps are starting to grow on me, and the polymer grip frames, I mean, you can just add some more texturing if needed. But this is a metal one, so I had to resort to adding grip tape. But I think this is a solid option. Let's see. What's next? My 308. We'll go with this little guy. The 308. Man, the Bodyguard. I don't like small guns. I stated that before, but this one's chambered in 308, not 9 mil, so it's not as snappy. It's actually a very flat shooting gun. Very enjoyable to shoot. And the one thing that I like the most about it is, even though it is a very, very, very small gun, it gives me a full grip. My pinky stays on the grip, and that makes this gun very shootable for me. This is the gun that I carry when I don't feel like carrying. You can literally put this thing in a pocket. It's so small, sometimes I forget that I have it on me. And that is why I really, really like this gun. And it is a very pleasant shooting gun. I know that they came out with the comped version for it, and Tactical Monsoon makes a comped version, but honestly, I want all the velocity I can have out of a 308, I mean a 380. So I'm gonna just take it the way it is. I would like to mount an optic to it, but other than that, this is an up close and personal, last resort type of deal, and I'm fine with the way it is. But definitely very good carry. This thing shoots better than the P365. I'm just gonna let that one sink in. What else do I have? I'm saving the staccato for last, so just give me a second. I know that's what everyone keeps asking me. The staccato. It's not all that. Prodigy. I got a lot of good shit to say about this gun. The Prodigy. I got it V8 ported by DSC Gunworks. I hope I didn't botch that. The ports, it's very loud, but I'll tell you one thing, I feel like it made this gun even faster. And this gun, it shoots so nice. The triggers on these 1911s. So, for example, you buy a Glock, right? You want the trigger to be better, you gotta buy a new trigger. You can tune these, all right? Like, you can just buy a stock Prodigy, tune it to have like a freaking 2-pound trigger, 2.5-pound trigger, nice clean break, nice reset. And you can, a lot of times, mine doesn't have it anymore, but a lot of times they get stuck on the disconnector. Yeah, well, I fixed that problem. This thing is butter smooth. So now let's get into this. Budget 2011s. I honestly truly believe that the Prodigy is the best budget 2011 that you could get. And hear me out on this one. The reason why I feel that way is because the way that this gun feels, it just feels right. There's a lot of other 2011s that I felt, the Apollo 11, the Mac 9. I've worked on a Mac 9. My boy has one. He brought it over. It looks great, right? And it's like on paper, it gives you everything you wanted. I don't want to talk shit about the gun because I haven't had time with it. But from taking it apart and like tuning it up for my boy, it just seemed like a lot of the metals that they used were just trash. So is it like a good shell of a gun? Like, could you buy it, throw some freaking EGW or Atlas internals on it and make it a great gun? Yeah, you can. But that's kind of like what I'm trying to stay away from that. And that's kind of like the thing with Glock. You know, it's like you have to spend a shit ton of money on it to make it good, right? Or at least just like a trigger and a couple minor things, but you still got to add stuff to it, right? And then at that point, like, a lot of people don't like to do that because it starts messing with the reliability and all that other stuff. Well, so I'm kind of, you know, kind of being a little bit of a hypocrite saying that I do all this stuff to the Prodigy, but I'm still utilizing all the stock stuff. This Prodigy, like I said, I got the Atlas trigger. I got some internals done to it. A lot of the stuff was done, like polished and stuff by me. I love this gun. This gun is a very fast shooting gun. I've never had any malfunctions with this gun, okay? And if you're gonna ask me if I like this more than my Staccato, I'm going to say yeah. I'm gonna be 100% honest. This gun is more enjoyable to shoot. Probably because it's very small and fast. It's a smaller slide. It's less mass. It's more kind of like put into a smaller package, so it feels a lot more balanced in my hand, if that makes sense. I love my Prodigy. I love shooting this Prodigy, and I honestly, I will stand on that hill and die on it that the Prodigy is the best budget 2011 option that you could get, and this is like the Glock of 2011s. You can do so much stuff to this gun, and I think for the base of what you're getting, it is a great platform. We'll just leave it at that. Now the one that everybody has been waiting to see, the Staccato XC, the big Staccato. I'll tell you one thing, this gun is nice. It's a nice gun, but it ain't all that. Compared to my Prodigy, right? When I have them in my hand, the Prodigy just feels like I said, it's a smaller package, so it just feels balanced. Even when I'm shooting it, it's just like a sewing machine. It just stays there and fires off rounds. Feels very balanced in the hand. The Staccato is not bad, but it's a bigger gun, and you feel it. You feel it in the reciprocation of the slide. You feel all that, but I've never had any issues with this gun. Would I buy it again? Probably not. If I was gonna spend this much money on a gun right now, I would probably go with the Nighthawk TRS Commander. Very, very nice, and I would probably get it V8 ported. I got to shoot one, my boy Tech, actually, at Aries training facility in Orlando. He let me shoot his, and that thing is fucking tits, bro. That fucking gun is sweet. And if I can go back, I would definitely get that instead of the Staccato. But the price that I paid for this, I would probably buy it again. If those that know. But yeah, the Staccato, I love it. It is a great gun. Trigger, especially on this one, is like phenomenal. It's lighter than my Prodigy, but I carry this sometimes, so I didn't want to go too light on it. But the Staccato, man, it's not all that. It's really not. It's a nice shooting gun, very, very reliable. I've never had not one malfunction with this gun. I've never had one malfunction with my Prodigy. I've had malfunctions with my Glocks. Noted, they're not stock, but in the configuration that they're in right now, they're not too far from it. But I've had little, not like detrimental malfunctions and stuff, but shit happens. But I'll tell you one thing, with these two platforms, I've never had not one fucking issue. Not one. So like I said, the Staccato, great. I think it's overpriced though. It's not exactly custom from the ground up like a Nighthawk would be, where it's one gunsmith, one gun. It's still a production gun. So for that, I do believe it's a little bit overpriced for what it is, but it is a solid gun. I just don't think it's worth the money. I would much rather buy a Prodigy, put some work into it, and I think you'll have tons of fun and have a very reliable and great shooting platform. That's pretty much it. We've covered everything. I think in this day and age, there's a lot of shit on YouTube where everyone's just like, if you look at these big YouTubers, everything's the best gun, right? They get sent a new gun from Smith & Wesson. Oh, this thing's the best. Everything's the best, right? And what it all comes down to, man, if you're looking for a gun for you, it's going to be what works for you, what feels good in your hands, what matches your style of shooting. Because like I said, I never liked this gun when I wanted to shoot fast, when I liked shooting very fast. I didn't like it. But now that I'm doing more, like I said, slower shooting, more precision, more like combat, I guess, focused training, I don't mind this at all. I can shoot. I don't shoot this as fast as my Prodigy or as fast as my Glock when I have my Timony on it, but I can shoot this fast and accurate. And like I said, as time is going on, my style of shooting is changing, and everything is just changing. So find something that you guys enjoy, that fits your hand, something that you like the way it looks, you're happy with your gun, and just train with it. At the end of the day, they all do the same thing pretty much, okay? And it just depends on how good you are with it. Find something you like, train with it, and don't buy a shit ton of guns. You either want to be a collector or a shooter. You could be both, but I mean, not everyone's that privileged to just have shit ton of money to just throw at stuff and, live that type of lifestyle. A lot of us, we work very hard to get what we have, and it's a lot better to spend your money on training and gear, kit, better equipment than just have a shit ton of platforms and a shit ton of guns. But I hope this video helped with some people. I know that it can be very overwhelming when you're looking for a new gun, because you hop online and everyone's just like, this is the best, this is the best, this sucks, and you're just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? But there's a lot of decent guns, man. There's a lot of decent guns out there. A lot of stuff from budget to expensive. Just because something's expensive doesn't always mean that it's better. You have to find out what is going to work for you in your budget and what you're trying to accomplish. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, but I hope this helped, like I said. And if you guys have any questions or want to see any future type videos, like I said, I only do these videos for you guys. So if there's anything else you guys want to see, let me know, and I'll try to cover it in a future video. Anyway, later guys, peace.